So I just had this great idea. I bought these cute, oh, they're so cute. Oh, one of my legs is missing. I'm missing a leg. I bought these little cute little display stands from Get Sprinkled, and they honestly are just the most adorable little things ever. This one is a shorter one. I've lost his leg. And it occurred to me, I've been using them for promo photos, and it occurred to me these are going to be perfect to use on the tables when I do the markets next weekend. So I'll find his little leg, and then I'll put these aside and take them with me. I may put a little bit of double-sided tape just so they don't move around quite so much, because you get kids running into your table and that sort of stuff. So I don't have no idea what I'm going to put on them, but I figure I'll just put them in the. I always take a tub full of useful things with me. Sometimes I don't need the stuff, like, I'll take pens and pegs and little price stickers and that sort of stuff. Although I do make my own price cards, which go in. If I can get to them, it's buried under. These go in here, and I always put them this way up because at the outdoor markets, if you put them up this way, they have a tendency to blow over. Whereas if you put them this way, they never blow over. But I guess this is an indoor market, so probably won't have to. I won't be taking any tiki. Oh, I do have some tiki candles left. Yeah, but I always make these like this in a sheet. I've just gone through and changed all the this font is called Japan, this one's called Sunlight, I think. All my new branding has that on it now, so I'm going through and changing everything. Yeah, the stickers for everything all use that font now. Yeah, so I just make a sheet up like this, then I laminate it, then I cut it out on the outside, and then they fit in those little stands. So it makes it pretty simple, and I use the super cheap paper. I call it trash paper, which is just like the cheapest stuff you can buy from IGA or Coles or the reject shop. It's just the really, really thin 80 GSM stuff. And I keep all the decent. So this is the 100 GSM. You can see the difference actually, although I don't know if you can. You probably can't on camera, but you can see. Can you see how see-through? No, they still, never mind. They both look as see-through as one another. Anyway, this one's a better. But yeah, so if you do markets, you might want to look into these cute little things. They're from Get Sprinkled. I don't think they were overly expensive anyway. Yeah, okay, so I'm now going to label all of these bloody scrunchies. I have so many scrunchies. Alright, so we'll probably put this on fast mode.
To him. He either sees your value or he doesn't. How does he see your... If you don't pursue him, you don't try and highlight the good things about yourself at all?
So the one thing I like to do is, because I always have a tag that say Wickedly Stitched on them, I like to put the I don't know what this is called, a cigar band for a scrunchie maybe, but I like to put them near it so you can see it. So it's like that. So when they're hanging up at the markets, you can see the little tag there. I also make sure that I push all the scrunchie out of the way down really low when I staple these on, so that I've never stapled one, although I've said that now, so I'll probably staple one, and then I just pull it all back up so it all sits in there like that. I've made a pegboard so that they'll sit on dowels like this, but in saying that, I'm wondering if maybe I might in the future make myself a pin board and then I'll just pin them from that. I don't know if one way or the other is, yeah, actually that won't work, because currently the dowels that I have, I can fit 2 of these, but I want to make dowels longer so I can fit 3, because I do medium, large and extra large scrunchies, which the only difference is the size of the elastic in there, because extra larges, I don't know where mine is. I have really thick hair, but I also have an undercut. Well, actually I don't have an undercut. I have a mohawk, so I probably have less than half of my hair on my head, and one of these XL scrunchies will go around my hair twice and be just a little bit loose. So I have really thick hair. If I had a full head of hair, an XL scrunchie would go around my hair twice and be perfect. So, and these are 22 centimeters, I think, in length. And then the large scrunchies are 15 centimeters and the medium scrunchies are 10 centimeters, just so that they would fit on little girls or people with really thin hair, and then the large would fit on people with medium thickness hair or a kid that's got thick hair. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Yeah, these extra larges, they fit around your wrist very comfortably. Like they're not tight. I have fat wrists because I'm fat, so I guess if you were really skinny, they'd probably be loose. But there's so much material on these. Every one of these has at least a meter of material this way, because it's the complete width of a piece of fabric. I don't know. Wow, this is a brand new top. I've worn it once and look at it. Look at it. I'm so grotty. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking because I really have a lot to do. And you don't want to... And the whole point of doing this vlog is so that it's just... Yeah, I always start talking. I don't know why I do that. Anyway, I'm going to stop talking now, put Emma back on. I'm currently watching Emma Thorne. Anyone is interested in watching an interesting channel, you should watch Emma Thorne. She also says, hello, lovely people. Yeah, anyway, I'm going to get back to it and do this.
How's he going to see your value?
such a happy colour. I know I need to stop talking, but this colour is just... I mean, I love pink and I love black, but this one, I don't know why this one got me. I think I'm probably going to make myself a scrunchie in this colour. Actually, I was thinking I might make a one with orange on one side and yellow on the other or something like that, because I don't do many duo colour. I haven't done any duo colour ones, and you don't see them a lot. So I'm really enjoying making scrunchies, but I've sold like 2. Hopefully I'll sell a bunch at the markets because I have made a lot. So this here, what I'm doing is called a glue up, and what I've done, you can see to the left that I have clamped down the pages. Oh wow, that was loud. I've clamped down the pages of the notebooks, notepads, and I'm spreading glue along the edge. Now they're clamped really tight so that you don't get any glue sort of seeping in between the pages, and on the top, the little foxes there, what that is a laminated sheet, so that the glue doesn't go upwards and stick the notepad to the timber. So yeah, and then I slide it along with my finger and then spread it all out perfectly even so that it's all over and glues all of the pages together and doesn't miss any at the top or the bottom. And then I always try and do 2 glue ups at the same time, which is why you can see that I have the second one. So yeah, that's what I'm doing. Very exciting. Oh really? I actually quite enjoy it. It's very relaxing doing glue ups. But I'll let you half watch me. I will try and remember to film it again, but make the angle so that you can actually see what I'm doing instead of just kind of guessing what I'm doing.
Check out the description, the links to all my social media.
How cute is this? Looks like a little tutu. Look, that would be so cute on one of my. Oh my god, I might have to do a doll now. This would be so cute on a doll. Oh my god, it'd be so cute in my hair too. I really want to keep this. Sewing around these little balls, Jesus Christ, I had to rip. You can see this edge is not real crash hot because I had to try and sew around these ones. And in other places I literally had to, you can see there's a, I don't know if you can see, there's a tiny little hole in there. It's going to focus, but it won't focus. Because I had to pull the ball out because I couldn't sew there. So while it's beautiful fabric, and I specifically got it because it had the balls on it, what it is where because it's an ombre, where it's darkest, it has the most balls. So this is where it's been the hardest to sew, whereas all up here you can see is all just perfectly sewn. Anyway, I will stop yakking because once again I'm doing that thing. I have to go and change my colour so I can sew up the rest of these stupid bloody things. Alright, bye. I also like to pull the seam, because there is a seam. You can't really do crunchies without a seam. I like to pull the seam to the centre, except in the ones that look like tutus, because you can't. But this has, I made these with a little bit too much fabric because this velvet is actually 140 centimeters wide, I think. So there's literally 140 centimeters of fabric going around this. So it's a little bit too much. But I didn't want to cut off, like, you know, actually I think it might be wider than 140. But there's definitely too much fabric on these. But anyway, I really don't like them. I'm not going to bother sewing them up. I'm going to leave the clips on them, but they can go down there. I don't want to sew them up. This one I'll sew up, but again, this one has too much fabric on it. I don't know if you can tell that it has too much fabric. It's like super chunky, and the hole stays super chunky all of the time, whereas with the normal ones, the hole just doesn't stay like this big all the time. But yeah, again, this fabric is like 160 wide or something, so I only made this one and then realised my mistake, so I have not made any in any other sizes. But I love this. This is suede. It's really nice. It's really soft, and it's a nice colour. I say I don't like brown, but I bought this when I had my brown phase, which was quite some time ago. Brown and pink. The good thing is, when I did this one, for some reason I just did this tiny little hole, so it's going to be really, except it's got a cut in it. I don't know how that happened. Anyway, we'll tip that in there. Yeah, the hole's really tiny, whereas for some reason the velvet holes are massive. Get you over there a bit. The only thing I don't like about this sewing machine is its backwards is really unpredictable. Because it's just a tiny little button on the front. This is the machine. You can see there's just a tiny little button there, and that's your little backwards. And it's just, I don't know, it's awkward. Every other machine I've ever had has been really good with its back button, but not this one. I don't like this one. It's a good machine though. It's got all these stitches. I don't use any of them. I literally bought this machine because it had the automatic needle threader. That's pretty much it. It's the only reason I bought it. I was like, oh yeah, I'll use all those fancy stitches for this and that. And I think I've tried them and went, yeah, no, I don't want to. I thought what might be fun is to do, because I make my own wallets. I make these. Go over there. I make these. And I thought, what that is on there. I thought it might be exciting. It's hard to show you. I thought it might be exciting to do. Let me get these cards out. Some interesting stitching across the front of the card pockets. And then I tried it once and went, oh yeah, that's exciting. And then I can't believe I still have my spotlight one in here. Of course I have my spotlight one, flybys. I use the flyby ones all the time. Once you put all your cards in, all you can see is just this front one. So it was kind of pointless. And there's really nowhere else other than the front pocket where you've got any interesting sort of stitching. So, and on here, but you really want all this stitching to be as invisible as possible. Although I did see one on Facebook the other day, and they used a rainbow thread, and it was just like black on the outside, and then it was all rainbow fabric on the inside, and they used a rainbow thread, which I've never seen before, and it just looked so good. So I'm gonna have to see if I can hunt that up. All the Americans, this is an American pattern. It's called the Necessary Clutch Wallet. All the Americans that make these put these weird turn lock things on there. I don't. I put the press studs because I just find them to be super easy to use, and it's flush, so if you're putting it in and out of your bag, it just slides straight in. Oh yeah, but I stole this. This was made to sell, and I just every now and then I'll just get sick of whatever wallet I'm using, and I'll just take another one out of the collection and use it. I'm kind of sick of this one now, so, and I can't sell this now because I've used it, so this will just get tossed in the bin or tossed in the Goodwill, usually not the bin. Yeah, but I mean, they're great wallets. You can fit so much in them. I'd put my phone in there, but you are my phone. I usually put my phone in here, and then I have a mask, which I don't really need anymore, and a cleaning cloth for glasses. But I do put my glasses, usually go in here, which are on my face. But yeah, see if I'm, and it's still not full. And as I said, I always put my phone in here, glasses in here, and then I have all my cards, and I have a bunch of other bits and pieces here. And then I usually put my notes in there. So, or in the back here. Oh, there's my old driver's license. There you go. You can see how many, I don't know if you can see, how thick that is with so many different address changes. Because it was like I don't know, a 10-year license, I think. And I moved a few times in 10 years. So, yeah. Also, I don't, in the original pattern, you're supposed to sew this bit here. You're supposed to, I don't know if you can see, you probably can't see on the camera, but this is sewn down, and you're supposed to sew through this all the way through to the bottom. But as you can see, I really hate it because you have this sewn square here, and it looks disgusting. I hate it. So I figured out a way to just sew this to this, and then it all gets sewn into here. I mean, the absolute worst that can happen is you can actually, if you try it really hard, you can actually get your hand all the way through. So, I mean, it's never happened, and I've put notes in there all the time, but you could lose like a dollar bill, which we don't have. We have dollar coins, but like say you put a $20 note in there, it could slip through and come out here, but it's still not going anywhere. Anyway, I'm doing it again. This is why I stopped filming for a vlog, because I end up talking so much that it's just too long. But yeah, I love these wallets. I don't think I have very many on the website at the moment. I've got a whole bunch ready to make, but the markets are in 8 days, so I don't think that's going to happen. But anyway, so I'll finish turning this around. I'm just trying my best. I'm not, because I feel like I talk about this all the time, and it annoys me that I talk about this all the time, but I also know that it's helpful to people. But I'm going through the worst depression I have ever had in my entire life, and it's a struggle. Money plays, I mean, the depression's not about anything physical or anything. It's just I have bipolar, so the depression's really, I'm just in a really bad place. But there are external forces that are making it worse. Like this house that I live in, where the hell did the stapler go? There it is. This house that I live in was $470 a week. It's now $480 a week. And I get, how much a week do I get for 80? I get $505 a week. Right. So if you take into account that I have to have an internet connection, which, I mean, technically I don't have to have an internet connection, but I would not be able to make online sales or anything if I didn't have an internet connection. So, you know, consider I have to have an internet connection. That's $100 a month, so that's what, $25 a week. If you take into account the rent and just that, nothing else, I have no money left. So and it's my fault, I moved into this house. When I moved into this house, I had lots of money. But because business has just dropped off, and I mean, the world has pretty much gone to shit, so I understand why things are the way they are. This is a little zipper bag. I make these. I used to make these all the time. They sell really well, but I just haven't made any for ages, so I was going to try and make up a couple of these, but this one's already basically together. As you can see, it's got the zipper in it and everything. I've just got to sew it together now, which I'm going to do while I'm talking to you. Yeah, because business has fallen off. I really can't afford to live here anymore, but I also can't afford to move out because moving is stupidly expensive. Like, to move into this place, it cost me cost me $6,000 to move when I moved last time, because, you know, with the bond and everything, plus I had to get a removalist because I'm too old and unfit now. I can't do it myself. So yeah, so it was a bit expensive, and it's been ages. I've forgotten how to do this, so I'm trying to think and talk at the same time. So I couldn't afford to move out, even though I can't really, I mean, I can afford the rent. I just have painted myself into this corner now where if I don't make money, I don't eat. And but I'm not telling anybody this to make you feel sorry for me. I'm just telling you the reality of my situation. So that's why I have decided I'm going to do this Easter market, because I stopped doing markets because they stress me out too much. I stopped doing markets because I hate doing outdoor markets. So let's just look at me. Look at all this mess up. Oh, for God's sake, that's right. They've all got to go in the bag too. Oh, they're all extra large scrunchies, which I forgot. Oh, the bag is already full. Jesus Christ. Anyway, yeah. So I stopped doing markets because doing outdoor markets stresses me out really badly, because the weather, like if it's windy, I stress about the gazebos blowing away, although I've never had that happen before. I was always pretty good with the straps and the weights, and I used to peg mine down with sand pegs and straps, like ratchet straps, which is really good. If you do the markets, don't use tent rope, use ratchet straps, because you can hook it to the gazebo and then your pegs, and you can ratchet it tight, and it's really easy, especially if you shit it at knots like me. So I'm trying to, there's the camera there, right? Anyway, so I didn't want to go back to doing, I haven't done a market since either the last weekend of January or the last weekend of February 2020. So it's been 2 years at least, because it's now Easter, almost Easter. It's the 8th of April. So it's been at least 2 years. And I vowed I was never going back to do another market ever again, because it was too stressful and I was done with it. So I smashed up and threw away all the shelving and stuff that I had for the markets, and all the other market stuff just got basically thrown into tubs, and it's all down in the garage. I don't know where I was going with any of this. Just me being stressed out. I'm basically just forcing myself to do this. I don't want to do it. I just don't want to do it. I'm really looking forward to seeing Cheryl, who is another market person. I haven't seen her for years, and I love Cheryl to bits. She's like the most wonderful person ever. There are other market stall holders that I'm really looking forward to seeing. I'm also looking forward to seeing the organizer Tanya, because she's really lovely. But anyway, this market, I decided to do this market because it's indoors, so I don't have to worry about the weather. And like I said, I get along really well with the organizer. Well, we kind of pushed her into getting her job, so so she's nice to me. No, she's actually really, really nice. But yeah, there's a few other market people that will be there that I'm actually looking forward to seeing, because I haven't seen for 2 years. But I haven't had COVID. I have had both injections plus my booster, so I should be all right. But I haven't had it, so, and it's Easter weekend, so there's going to be tourists, which means there'll be people travelling from Queensland and from Victoria and up from Sydney, and COVID is pretty prevalent in Queensland at the moment. So I'm like super anxious about that. I don't know if you can hear me now. I mean, I'm struggling, and I've just got sinus because there's a fucking smell in this room somewhere. I don't know what it is. I mean, I know what. Oh, there's soap over there for an order. That might be what it is. It's a smell I know. I just got a box of stuff from Simone the other day. Hi Simone, if you're watching, thank you. And I thought, oh, maybe it's that, but it's not, because I smelled that box and it smells delish because it's just got pretty much lemongrass and Persian lime in it. But anyway, yeah, so I painted myself into a corner moving into this expensive house. Can't afford to move out of this house. Don't feel sorry for me. This is all of my own doing. I just assumed that business would keep going well. Like, last January I made $6,000. This January I think I made $600. So that's kind of the difference between where I was last year and thinking about moving, because I moved into this house in March. Must have been March, yes, because I've just renewed my lease. So, you know, and I think I had like $8,000 in the bank at the time. So it was like, oh, yeah, I'm just going to move into this big expensive house because it's fantastic, you know. And it is a good house. There's a lot of mold. I'm constantly touching my nose. I'm sorry, I have sinus at the moment. And there's a smell in here. There's a friggin' smell. I'm just going to sit here and sniff my candle. Where's my candle? There it is. I was testing this. This wick is obviously too small, but this is mint. It's the mint from Range Products, and it is fantastic. It's peppermint and spearmint, so it's like the best spearmint. It's like the best mints of all. It's so good. So, and that kind of refreshes me, and whatever that perfumey smell is here, that it's just I'm sitting here just touching my nose constantly. Anyway, yeah. So I'm terrified I'm going to catch COVID. Absolutely terrified I'm going to catch COVID because I have breathing issues anyway. I also have no one to look after me. If I'm like so sick I can't get out of bed or anything, there's no one to feed the cat. So that's sort of, you know, that's sort of making me pretty anxious. Like I would drag myself out of bed and feed him, but I'm also absolutely terrified that I'm going to get the one that makes you vomit, because I have emetophobia, which is a fear of vomit, and like I've said numerous times, you need to understand the difference between a fear of something and an actual phobia of something. I don't have a fear of vomit, I have a fucking phobia, and it's just stupid. I know it's stupid when I tell people. I know it's stupid. I don't care. It's just, I can't help it. I have a phobia. That's all there is to it. It's dumb. Who's scared of vomit? Like, seriously. Okay, why my zipper's not coming undone? It's been a long time since I've made one of these. There we go. There's a sneaky way to sew these, but you have to remember to undo the zipper, because if you don't undo the zipper, it doesn't work and you're stuck. So, because what it is you put it together like this, and then you sew it all, but you leave this much. You can see. But the zipper's in here, and the zipper head is in this side. So if you don't have a little bit of room to stick your fingers from this side, this all gets sewn up. It's kind of complicated. I've been going to make a video on these, but it's just never, it's one of those things I never got around to, same as the wallets. And I've been talking for like 10 minutes. This is why I just wanted to make videos of all the stuff I was doing for the markets and not talk. And clearly I need to talk because I have no one to talk to. I haven't spoken to anyone. I went to IGA yesterday and spoke to the lady on the checkout, and Dad rang me today. Other than that, I haven't left the house for 2 weeks and haven't spoken to anyone, because this is what depression does to you. It isolates you. I've been talking to Simone on Messenger. I haven't like physically spoken to her. But this is one of the things that depression will do to you, is it isolates you. And yeah, it's not, it's just, it is what it is. It's just, I wish I could find all the stuff that I'm doing for the markets. I am forcing myself to do because I don't want to do any of them. Normally, before a market, I'd be like, oh, I'm going to do this, and I'm going to do that, and I'm so excited, I found this, and I found that, and la la la, and it's just, I don't have that anymore. That I don't, as I said to, I don't even know who I said it to, but I've lost my joy, and I need it back. I don't find pleasure or enjoyment, or joy, as I like to say, in anything at all anymore. And it's just a shitty way to live. Like, I still have loads of ideas of things to make, but everything just seems like a failure all the time. Like the soap sprinkles. Like, I haven't sold soap sprinkles now since before Christmas, maybe? And I went crazy and made the Easter egg ones and made them early enough that if anyone wanted to make Easter soaps, they could have bought them, and I didn't sell a single one, I don't think. So I've pretty much decided that the soap sprinkles, I'm not making those anymore, because what's the point? No one's buying them, you know. And it's just like, I have all these what I think are good ideas, and then they don't sell, and I am just stuck with all this money that I've spent, and I don't get any money back from it. It's like, well, then I have to move on to the next thing. And, you know, I mean, I've just spent weeks and a fair amount of money on making my own candle vessels, which you can see up there. They're the ones that I just finished yesterday. And, you know, like these calendars, didn't sell a single one. I also released them after the start of the year. I'll be taking those markets and selling those for half the price. But yeah, I mean, I've just spent all this money and all this time testing and stuff, my own candle vessels. And what's going to happen is I'm probably going to take them to the markets and I'll take them to the markets and probably not sell a single one. And I'll just be absolutely devastated. And this is the thing, like, it's bad enough when you have depression because you just think everything's shit anyway. But then when you're trying to make money and do things, and when you're someone like me who judges their own worth on what people buy off them, which I know sounds stupid. I know it is stupid, but it's just the way I am. You know, I consider that I am a failure because the things that I think are great, no one wants. So, no. Anyway, I washed my hair last night, so I'm ready for a colour and a shave. I'm going to have to shave my own hair because it's so long now. Look how long this is. Look how long it is. Anyway, I'm going to stop whinging now, and I'm going to go and sew this. And I'll just film it because why not? Ta-da! Wow. Oh, my memory is just absolutely shot about how to make these. Oh, holy cow. That required some serious effort. I couldn't for the life of me remember how to do the corners. But I got it now. So I have like about 50 cut out, but none of them are interfaced. So I'm going to go and see, that's a bit dodgy, about doing some interfacing maybe. And see if I can't make some more, because like I said, these things sell pretty well, so that's how I lay them to pack them away, so that when you stand them up they've got their nice square bottoms on. When I used to do the markets outside, I would put a bar of soap in them because they used to blow away really easy, so they always had a bar of soap in them. People always thought they were going to get a bar of soap when they bought them. I didn't know, sorry, that's the weight. That is really not scented. I'm noticing there's a lot more room over here than there is over here. Let's have a look. Yes, most definitely. Ah, well. They're handmade, they're not perfect. They're not made in a factory. Alright, well, that's it. I've been filming for far too long, so see you for the next thing.